What's going on to the AMC stock family? In today's video, I would like to talk about Citadel Securities, but not only that, just how they're getting day after day. There's more news surrounding, and so I don't think anyone was expecting this to happen. Now, according to the former Citadel Securities senior vice president, this is what has been going on. According to the vice president, in an internal chat with Citadel Securities head of execution services on January 28th of 2021 at 1:48 p.m. UTC Standard Time Zone, Robinhood, quote unquote, Robinhood moving the following equity positions to closing only: AMC, GameStop, NOK, BB, KOSS, EXPR, BBY, and PCO. These are all the equities. These are the stock ticker symbols. Now, Citadel did acknowledge, quote unquote, this may cause some big moves, with an emphasis added. When added about options at 1:55 p.m. UTC Standard Time Zone, Citadel stated, quote unquote, options are moving to closing only in all symbols. Now remember, AMC stock family, on this channel we were talking specifically about the options trading. We were talking when AMC was at $30 a share, we were saying that there was a lot of call options. Specifically, the volume was increasing so much, and guess which strike price they were on? They were on the $70 strike price. Within 1 week, or within just a matter of a few days, AMC went from $32 a share to $72 a share. It was absolutely phenomenal, and we were watching the volume, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Now let's continue reading. Robinhood knew at the highest levels of the company that its risk management system was strained to the breaking point during the week of January 25th. Robinhood Securities President and COO, who Tenef points out to making the ultimate call to the PCO, says in an internal chat on January 26th of 2021, I sold my AMC today. For your information, tomorrow morning we are moving GameStop to 100%. So you are aware. Now remember, this was the Robinhood Securities president and COO. And then there's also another statement that comes after that, stating that even after the NSCC exercised its discretion to reduce the capital call to protect the system from Robinhood's admitted default, Robinhood held fast to its decision to implement a position closing only policy. Again, I'm going to say that one more time. A position closing only policy. You can only sell the shares. What do you guys think this is going to allow stocks like AMC and GameStop to do? There's really going to be no more demand. A lot of people are going to start supplying the market with shares because of this closing only policy. The only action or the only policy that anyone can have at this point would be to sell. And this is exactly what happened when AMC and GameStop were halted. After they ended up getting halted, the price decreased, deciding before 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 28th to, quote unquote, PCO top 4 symbols: AMC, GameStop, ticker symbol NOK, and ticker symbol BB, despite acknowledging that we aren't paying $3 billion worth. Now, on January 29th of 2021, Robinhood began to only allow extreme limited purchases of shares or call options on the suspended stocks. Again, these are the suspended stocks right here, the 4 of them, and did not remove any restrictions until February 5th of 2021. So we already know all this, but here's where it gets even more interesting. We're about to get into that in just a few seconds. Now, the period between January 27th of 2021 and February 5th of 2021 is referred to herein as the restricted period. Now, here is what I'm about to talk about, and I don't think that anyone was really expecting this. Now, each time a Robinhood customer trades, market makers such as Citadel Securities LLC actually buy or sell the shares and determine what price the customer gets. Now, don't get me wrong, because for quite a while, Robinhood and Citadel, it has been known that payment for order flow, this is why they're connected in the first place. However, determining what price the consumer gets is not really what is expected in the general market. And so these firms pay Robinhood for the right to do this, because then they try to buy or sell the stock for a profit over what they give the Robinhood customer. Again, the payment for order flow, the data, what is going to be happening with the market. And so Citadel is able to clearly understand what is going on with the overall market sentiment. If the sentiment is really negative, meaning so many people are selling their shares, why would Citadel not want to take that same direction? So it really enables them and it really helps them as well. However, sometimes Citadel does go against what the general market is saying, because sometimes Citadel believes the market is going to go in the opposite direction. And that is what they believed in this scenario right here with ticker symbol AMC, because the general market was saying buy, buy, buy AMC. But Citadel Securities and Melvin Capital, they continuously sell AMC. Very contradicting in some times, but in other times, they decide to go with the market and with the trend. And what was quite comical was this point right here. I'm just going to say this one more time. Then we're going to talk about the even more news surrounding AMC and Citadel. So I sold my AMC today, FYI. Tomorrow morning, we are moving GameStop to 100%, so you are aware. Let me know in the comment section if you guys were expecting the Robinhood president and CEO to say this statement right here. And to add on to all this news, as I just mentioned, let's get into this, because this says that they borrowed 11 million shares 11 days ago. They hyped up this week, as you can tell by the various mother of all short squeezes this week threads. Today, they used the 11 million shares they borrowed 11 days ago. They did this to try to break your spirit. They will most likely download this thread out of sight. And so what I want to talk about is this 11 million shares being borrowed just 11 days ago. If someone decides to borrow 11 million shares, first of all, let's just try to take this one step backwards. Who is going to be borrowing this 11 million shares? It is not going to be the average retail trader. And this is because the average retail trader simply does not have this much capital. So this is probably going to be a hedge fund. Now that we've established that, a borrowed position is basically synonymous to a selling position. So we know that there is another short seller with AMC, and this is with an 11 million share position just 11 days ago. And as this user says, they are trying to do this to break your spirit. And yes, we have even more due diligence. And also on that note, make sure you guys share this video with your fellow AMC investors, especially on a day like today when the market in AMC is red. That is simply because there's a lot of FUD going around, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and many are confused and many are fearful. And that is going to cause a lot of paper hands, and it has already caused many paper hands, despite the 430,000 members that we have in the AMC stock group. And going on to the due diligence, Citadel has said the stories are absurd regarding ticker symbol GME. Is it though? They were fined $22 million for misleading clients on pricing. They were fined $700,000 for trading ahead of clients. Again, for trading ahead of clients with this payment of order flow from Robinhood, and misreported transactions with customers in almost 12,000 instances. This is no story. And to answer the specific question about why AMC may be down on the day, here's why. So the AMC Network COO, Ed Carroll, to step down after a 34-year run. What the market is going to do, because this was a 34-year run, or because he did have this position for 34 years, this will not be in the best sentiment for AMC. That is because when people hear about this 34-year run, what immediately comes into their mind is, why is he doing this? What is going on with AMC? Is there something wrong with AMC? And the answer to all those are simply no. However, again, with this fear, uncertainty, and doubt, it's difficult to block out the noise. So let's just get into this article, because this says that his exit at the end of the year follows his longtime boss' decision to drop the president and CEO roles to serve as an executive vice chairman. AMC Network said on Tuesday that CEO Ed Carroll would leave his post at the end of the year. Again, end of the year, so it's not right now. Ending 34 years with the company, and also, not only that, his departure at the end of his current employment contract follows terms with the August news that his longtime boss as president and CEO after 26 years to become executive vice chairman. Former Showtime Network CEO took over as the interim CEO while the company searches for a full-time successor. And another sign that the company is assessing future steps, AMC Networks did not say if it would look to hire a replacement for Carroll, and some Wall Street analysts have wondered if it is often suggested as potential sale of AMC Networks as the company searches for permanent CEO, or if the Dolan family that controls the firm can decide to take it private. The company did not comment on such chatter on Tuesday. Some observers have also suggested that AMC Networks could look to hire a CEO with digital media or technology background to further accelerate its streaming push. This right here is extremely significant, and for decades, it has been the heart and soul of AMC Networks. And this is, again, why the down days is for AMC on some particular days. That is because when a news comes out like this, it is, again, not in the best sentiment. It's not for the benefit of AMC, because many investors will start fearing about why he left, and some may even say that it is the fault of AMC. Now, that's not what this article has stated yet. However, that is the argument that many do say in some instances. And so for decades, Ed has been the heart and soul of AMC Networks. He has been at the center of the show and movie that have brought success to the company, and at the center of what made AMC Networks a great place to work at business. Now, there's much more to say about this, however, we are not going to get into that. All you need to know is that this is the type of news to block out. Yes, we do know that the AMC Network COO is stepping down after a 34-year run, but in my opinion, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, I wouldn't allow this type of news to try to sway your opinion towards AMC in a negative direction. And that's because we have a lot of opportunity for AMC. And so with this opportunity, just because someone ends up leaving, that should not capture the entire reason of why you are invested in this stock. And remember, that also brings me to my next point. We all need to have our plan for AMC. Are you invested for this stock no matter what ends up happening, or are you invested in the day-to-day price action? If so, I believe that would be more considered of a day trader, and so therefore that would be price action on a day-to-day basis. However, if you are invested as a long-term trader, regardless of what AMC goes to tomorrow, the next week, etc., and as long as you have your price target for AMC, everything should end up working out. Now, the real question is, what is going to be everyone's price target? Well, in my updated video, I will be talking about all the price targets for AMC, and remember, no two price target is too high, and that is because AMC has always done the unthinkable, and AMC has always beat many of the doubts that many investors have constantly on a day-to-day basis. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have been hearing more paper hands in AMC, or if you guys have been hearing more resilient traders. And so with that being said, AMC stock family, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.